Ezra 8. And I proclaimed there a fast at the river Ahava, that we might humble ourselves before our God, to seek from him the right way for us and our little ones and all our possessions. The hand of our God is upon all those who seek him for good, but his power and his wrath are against all those who forsake him. So we fasted and entreated our God for this, and he answered our prayer. The hand of our God was upon us, and he delivered us from the hand of the enemy, and from ambush along the road. Ezra 9. The people of Israel and the priests and the Levites have not separated themselves from the peoples of the lands with respect to the abominations. When I heard this, I tore my garment and my robe, and plucked out some of the hair of my head and beard, and sat down astonished. And at the evening sacrifice I arose from my fasting, having torn my garment and my robe, and I fell on my knees and spread out my hands to Yahweh my God. And I said, My God, I am too ashamed and humiliated to lift up my face to you, my God. For our iniquities have risen higher than our heads, and our guilt has grown up to the heavens. For our iniquities we have been delivered, our kings and our priests, into the hand of the kings of the lands, to the sword, to captivity, and to plunder, and to humiliation. We were slaves, and yet in our bondage our God did not forsake us, but he extended to us mercy in the sight of the kings of Persia, to revive us, to repair the house of our God. You, our God, have punished us less than our iniquities deserve. Here we are before you in our guilt, though no one can stand before you. Ezra 10. And Shechaniah son of Jehiel, one of the sons of Elam, spoke up and said to Ezra, We have trespassed against our God, and have taken pagan wives from the peoples of the land, and yet there is hope in Israel in spite of this. This matter is your responsibility, and we are with you. Be of good courage and do it. All the people in the open square of the house of God sat trembling. Make confession to Yahweh God of your fathers, and do his will, and separate yourselves from the peoples of the land, and from the pagan wives. And so the descendants of the captivity did, and were set apart. Nehemiah 1. The words of Nehemiah, son of Hakaliah. They said to me, The survivors who are left from the captivity are there in the province, in great distress and reproach, and the wall of Jerusalem is broken down, and its gates are burned with fire. So it was when I heard these words that I sat down and wept, and mourned for many days. And I was fasting, and prayed before the God of heaven. And I said, I pray, Yahweh, God of heaven, God great and awesome, you who keep your covenant and mercy with those who love you and observe your commandments. Both I and the house of my father have sinned. We have acted very corruptly against you, and have not kept the commandments and the statutes, nor the ordinances. Those are your servants and your people, whom you have redeemed by your great power and your mighty hand. I pray, Lord, please let your ear be attentive to the prayer of your servant, and to the prayer of your servants who desire to fear your name. And let prosper, I pray, your servant this day, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man, for I was cupbearer of the king. Nehemiah 2. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes, it pleased the king to send me, so I came to Jerusalem.